Matt, I know you already pretty well. You moderated several of my sessions at SMX,
Yeah.
and I see that you're very active in the space. You're all over the place. What are you doing if you're not on an SMX conference or moderating sessions?
Well, I'm not as happy because I don't get to sit with guys like yourself, okay? Which is really the best part of these shows is to work with folks all around the world and get to know what they're doing and all the cool things they're doing. And I have to admit that when I first saw your first presentation in London, I just absolutely fell in love, and I said, "You've got to come and do our SMX Advanced." So I really like the approach you take to strategy and tactical thinking. But when I'm not doing the conferences, I run an agency. We're called Find Me Faster, and we specialize in paid search primarily on Google and Bing. We'll take on SEO clients if they know less about SEO than we do. We make them swear to that. And when I'm not doing work, I've been married now for 34 years to the same wife. And we've got two kids, full grown. They're out of the house. So I love to do music. I play trumpet. I sing, and I sing in a couple of and play in a couple of jazz bands, and do a lot of weddings, funerals, bar mitzvahs, whatever people need. So that's me.
You're focused on search, so there are several different philosophies in the market. I recently heard from someone from Google when they asked me, "What are you doing?" And I answered, "We are focused on shopping." Oh, but you shouldn't focus on a channel. You should focus on people because they move through channels, and you have to do everything in a more holistic way instead of focusing on a channel. I responded, "Look, we are taking the data across channels and using a proper attribution system. We can focus on this channel and make decisions in a more holistic way without handling necessarily all the channels." What's your take on this?
Well, so when we work with clients, we only do the paid search component. So there have to be other experts that are around that we team up with that are sort of the best of the breed, for this client, that are able to implement tactically the types of things that the company's trying to achieve strategically in the marketplace. So I think Google is right to a certain degree that you need to be thinking at that level. But I think teams, the concept of teams these days really goes well beyond, a couple of folks sitting around a desk. You can be on the dark side of the moon and be contributing to, a good social media campaign. So what we try to do is we try to negotiate between the various teams, the social specialists, the SEO specialists, the analytics specialists, which we all have to be, as well as some of the offline stuff, the people that are doing catalog, email, and other types of things. And we all take sort of a large level strategic direction, but nobody's going to do better on this team to implement that strategy in paid search and shopping than we're going to do. And so I think it's you can build a team however you need to.
What do you think? Where do your clients benefit more from giving them operational advice or rather strategic guidance?
Our approach is that the value is in the high level strategic planning and implementation, because at the tactical level, we can be replaced and we will be replaced by either robots, automation, or young workers that are willing to work at minimum wage to do fairly menial things. So the tactical stuff is there's no real payoff in that. Just like in web design, for example, anyone can put up a website these days, but to really make something that's a functionally appropriate and beautiful space requires a different level of skill. So we think that the better value is to work with our clients strategically. How do you go to market? What are the other things you're doing? How do we work together with all these other things you're doing? How do we support your sales force here in the U.S., across the world? And based on what they want to achieve from a company standpoint, we say, okay, well, this is what we think the appropriate way to go to market on paid search would be, or with shopping. And we're very sensitive to making sure that from a holistic standpoint, that we don't need to win at the expense of all the other folks losing. We don't need to look like the star and everyone, is just supporting our diva behaviors. We believe that a good, strong team means that everyone is functioning at a very good level, and so we think the strategic consulting is where the value is.
A couple of years ago, paid search was really hard work and very time consuming. You had to manage hundreds of thousands, hundreds, hundreds of thousands of keywords. If you are active on Google Shopping today, you can potentially just upload a product feed and let it run. I mean, there are more ways to tweak shopping campaigns, of course, but still, it's pretty obvious that the work needed in Google Shopping is less than in traditional paid search on the text ad side. Do you think that Google will put agencies out of business at some point of time?
I think there's always a dynamic that the vendor, the prime vendor, whether it's Google or Bing or any other marketplace, electronic design software, whatever the case may be, they try to solve as much of the problem that the customer has as they possibly can. That's how they continue to increase value. But as they push forward, they always leave holes. They can only push forward as fast as their customer base can push forward. And so there's always a need for third parties to support, a good primary vendor like Google or Bing or Amazon, whatever the case may be. By understanding where the weaknesses are and being able to, sort of tamp down the weaknesses and push up the strengths.
Similar learnings on our end. I think what we see is that automation goes up, but things are getting more and more complex. So the increasing complexity tends to overcompensate the degree of automation to some extent.
I think so. We're not on driverless cars yet. We're not on driverless campaigns at this point. That's sort of the thing where it'd be great if we could all get there. But I think realistically, there'll always be plenty of opportunity for tools like you guys provide, and agencies like we support our clients to provide the additional boost to give a competitive advantage to our clients.
Matt, thanks a lot for your time, and see you next time in London at SMX.
That's right. We'll see you.
Thank you.